Well then guys, hope we're doing well. Today we are going to be talking to you about shooting in FC24 and if we can fix it. There are a lot of complaints that shooting inside the box is really inconsistent this year. Shots go wide, they hit the woodwork, go straight down the goalkeeper's throat when you think it should be finding the back of the net. And that shooting outside the box is more consistent, and there's something we can do to fix it and basically do better when it comes to shooting, and eventually obviously find the back of the net more often than that. So we're going to talk through and break that down for you today. So essentially, if we take a look here at our shot assistance, you can see I have mine on precision, and that is going to be what we talk about today. Majority of you have this on assisted. Last year, EA changed what it was called semi-shooting last year, and I recommended it last year, and I recommend to go to precision shooting this year and come away from assisted shooting. And the reason for that is basically assisted shooting. Yes, it used to be kind of the go-to. What it does is that if we have the goal here and goalkeepers stood in there and we shoot, if we're taking a shot from here, we can aim our left analog stick at the corner flag. The left analog stick is where you're telling the game where you want to put the ball, right? But when it's unassisted, the game will then work hard to basically put the shot on target. And the issue that you have with this is that when we have the goal and we have assisted shooting, essentially when we take a shot from here, if we take 100 shots from the same angle, from the same position, with the same power, we are going to have what's called RNG, random number generator. I'll put that just up here for us. And basically what it means is that for every 100 shots, we might have these individual lines going on goal, and that might be 60 of those shots. But then we might have 20 that just go wide. We might have 10 that hit the woodwork, hit the crossbar, hit the post. We might have 5 that go straight down the goalkeeper's throat. And you get the idea, because the game is trying to emulate real life and have that, CR7, Ronaldo, Messi, Aguero, whoever gets in on goal, they're not going to score every one-on-one. If they've got a lot of room, you'd back them to score, but sometimes they do put it wide, right? Because that is football. So that's where assisted shooting kind of comes in, and that RNG element, and that's fundamentally the issue. Now, I'm not saying assisted shooting is great and as in, EA have got it right. It is inconsistent inside the 18-yard box. My solution to you is that's bad right now. How can we fix it? And it's going then on to precision shooting. The issue that you have when you move on to precision shooting is that the majority of players don't aim the ball correctly. They don't aim their shot correctly. So when we have the goal here and they get inside the 18-yard box or they're outside the 18-yard box, they will aim over here more towards the corner flag than actually where they want the ball to go. And that is fundamentally the first problem you are going to have when you move to precision shooting. So how then do we fix it? And that's kind of what we're going to talk to you about here. So it's all about angles. And what do I mean by this? Essentially, if we take a look, the center of your left analog stick is the person that you are controlling, right? So you see this up here, that is this. We are bang smack center. You take it from the center of the left analog stick. And then what are we going to have to do? We're going to have to look at where the goal is. Now, I play on co-op. Co-op camera angle makes precision shooting a little bit harder because the goal is smaller. And then on tele-broadcast, it makes it a bit easier because the goal's a bit bigger. If we draw a line from the ball in the center of our analog stick, this is our angle. That is how precise we have to be on our left analog stick to get this in. Now, with precision shooting, the way you can think about it is it's like power shots, all right, or heading, more manual. However, precision shooting, it gives you more power and it puts the ball more into the corner when you aim correctly. So if you aim roughly into the corner, it's going to fly into the back of the net. It's going to give the goalkeeper no chance, right? But if we go back to the angle conversation that we're having here, and this is where a lot of people find precision shooting to be really tough, is that when we look at this angle, well, if we draw a line from this and that left analog stick, where are we saying? We're saying that the top side of the goal, far post, if we draw this as a clock, I always use the clock as a, a kind of a big way for us, 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and 6 o'clock. If we want to put this into the far post, we've got to aim about 10 o'clock, right? Give or take. It doesn't have to be bang on, but give or take. If we wanted to then aim at the near post, it's not too far off 9 o'clock, right? Directly left. It's kind of just above it. And look how precise that is on your analog stick. If you grab your controller right now and look at how close those angles are to one another, that's how precise you have to be. Do you know if I aimed my left analog stick here, up there, which is what people will do on assisted shooting, that's where the ball's going to go. That is what precision shooting does. Think about the power shot. It's the same sort of principle, right? But trying to get it into that far corner on finesse shots can be difficult. Of course it can. But we have to make sure that we are aiming as accurately as possible. And if we get that, that's when we then get rewarded with those finishes. I will touch on, as we get later on as well, about how basically if you try and take finesse shots or travellas from these sort of angles, the harsher the angle, the more impossible it is to score. Because basically, let's say if we take a shot from here, right, and we try and go for a finesse far post, look at how we make the angle of where we're shooting. Look at how close that is now. It's a lot more narrow, right? Again, you think about your left analog stick. You're making it a lot more narrow. So basically, the harsher that you go, the harder it is. If you ever get in for a shot here and you want to try and go far post, like it's just not possible. You aren't able to do it, okay? So we're going to go take a look at some examples here. This is just, really again, precision shooting coming in. Son picks the ball up. We know how strong that finesse shot is. Didn't even green that. We just straight up went for that shot. And it just goes in. Look where I'm aiming. I'm aiming, if we go straight from here, we draw again that circle, and then we take that shot directly from there. I'm aiming towards that far post. You can't even see it. This is on tele broadcast, so this means that the goal's slightly bigger, which can make it a little bit of a benefit for you. So obviously that flew in. You know, crazy finish there from Son. And if we're going to take a look at another example here, one thing that I think precision shooting really does is it allows you to go for near post super strong. When you get inside the 18-yard box, your finishing now is going to be so much more lethal. So when we get in here within Kunku, yeah, we could go far post, but we also then have the option to go for the near post. And again, if you look where I'm aiming, it gives you a little bit of leeway. So again, the center of the analog stick, I'm aiming slightly up above 9 o'clock, which is where that near post is. And what happens from that, it then just rifles in there. Again, giving the goalkeeper absolutely no chance. So we're going to take a look at another example now for us. We get breakaway. Yeah. Martinelli goes up against that Van Dijk, and he uses that pace, and we cut inside. And then now, how do we get this? Now, this is where precision shooting, it's a bit of a tighter angle. It makes it a little bit more difficult. But once you nail it, it's giving the goalkeeper absolutely no chance. So I'm going to aim far post here. Again, take a look at where my analog stick is. Take a look at where I am. Take a look at where I'm aiming. We're aiming what? Just about 11 o'clock really there. And that's going to put that into that top corner and just give the goalkeeper absolutely no chance. Yes, we green it, and obviously that is always going to give us the extra benefit there. So it looks face value that you make your shooting more consistent. You take out that RNG element because it's where you aim. The good thing about precision shooting is that if you miss, it's your fault. You know, when you miss a power shot or you miss a header, 9 times out of 10, maybe even more than that, it's because you aimed incorrectly. There's not really any other variables. We're taking the variables down to the absolute bare minimum and leaving it down to you as the player to get that input correctly. But there are some cons to it. If you are, so this is one of the reasons why pros don't run precision shooting, or the majority. I'm still yet to find a pro that runs precision shooting. So if you know anyone, or if anyone's watching it, give me a shout, let me know. It'd be great to see. Basically, the reason why pros don't run precision shooting, and the reason why EA changed it this year, let's talk about that first of all. Essentially, because they buffed semi-shooting last year, which is when I started running it, the biggest complaint from pros was that when you get to the byline and you cut the ball back here, you're pointing your left stick backwards, and then you've got to quickly snap your left stick towards the goal to get the shot off. And pros said, we can't run it because of that. You know, we're too quick there. So EA went, okay, well, what about if we make every shot that is inside the 6-yard box from a cutback, so when it gets cut back here, make these assisted. So those shots inside the 6-yard box are now assisted from a cutback. So that is like the change to kind of precision shooting. And, that's really good. But the problem that you still have is that skillful players, when they're moving around, you know, if you think about when you're inside the 18-yard box, this is an absolute terrible 18-yard box, but you get the idea. They're wiggling around. They're moving the left stick. They're doing these skill moves. So then they might be facing that way, and then they quickly turn, and then they've got to get a shot off, and they've got to quickly snap the stick into the corner. That's where it has the biggest con for skillful players. For me, I'm a bit of a boomer. I'm not very good on the left analog stick. Well, I'm okay at dribbling, but I'm not great with my skill moves. I don't really play that type of game. It's not me. So I don't like it. Doesn't have a con for me there, because it isn't something that I play into. If you sit here and you watch this and you know all you do is, you know, left stick dribble, skill moves inside the 18-yard box, then you're probably not going to like precision shooting, because it's just not possible for you. There is also the element of time that it takes here for you. You know, this isn't something that's going to happen overnight, because I think the problem that we've had is that people never really thought about aiming correctly. If you've had a coaching session with myself, you know, if we get in on goal and we miss the target, if you're aiming at the corner flag, I can't tell you that's the game's fault. Like, you can't go, oh yeah, RNG played in, because you're not even aiming correctly in the first place. So that's kind of the biggest issue, that people have got so used to aiming incorrectly. The amount of videos I've seen of people complaining about shooting and then they're aiming away from the goal, they're aiming back towards their own goal, and I'm like, you can't even have a conversation until you fix your aiming, right? There are also, as I touched on, some angles that are just impossible. So if you play for a short corner and you go for these crazy travellas or crazy finesses, you're not going to be able to find the back of the net from them. But I would argue how much you should be finding more chances inside the 18-yard box to shoot and get rewarded there than you should be the crazy travellas and finesses, right? You shouldn't be relying on that as your only way to score. So if you're getting in the box 4 times to get a shot off, and then you're taking 1 crazy travella, I'd rather take the favorable 4 than the 1 crazy. So that's something that's not part of my game. I can't do it because it just simply isn't possible. Now, something I wanted to touch on here is that green time finishing. I think precision shooting is more worth using than green time finishing. That's how good I think it is. Green time finishing, yes, it takes out less RNG, your accuracy is better, and you get more power on those shots as well. Precision shooting gives you more power anyway. If you go into the precision shoot, when your shot assistants read precision shooting, it'll tell you, it gives you more power on the shots. And then also, it gives you the accuracy because you're aiming right. It will put it in the corner for you. So if you want to pick one or the other, precision shooting ranks higher than green time finishing for me. And then if you can add green time finishing onto it as well, you will just see light and day how much more consistent finishing can be. Should it be the option? Should it be the solution? I don't know. That's not what I'm here to kind of discuss. What I'm trying to do is give you the solution to make sure that your finishing is more consistent on FC24 as well. So let me know how you find it down below in the comments. We'll catch you in the next one.